People will never take you seriously because of these things. I'm going to tell you something nobody else will. So I want you to pay attention to this video because it changed my life for real. Number one reason why people will not take you seriously is because you don't keep good company. We are judged by the company we keep. If you hang out with a bunch of clowns, people are going to think you're one of them. And that doesn't encourage people to take you seriously, quite the opposite in fact. Everyone needs to audit their social cycle from time to time to ensure they hang out with the right people. Hanging out with irresponsible, immature people is bad because it can lessen your own standards. And trust me, you don't want to be in the habit of being disrespected or treated without consideration. So, make sure you keep good company. Number two reason why people don't take you seriously is because you are overly dramatic or emotional. Overly emotional people may not be taken seriously because of their perceived fragility. Is that a fair judgment? No. Not everybody is wired the same way. Some people are more sensitive than others. Some may have mental problems that causes them to stress in worse ways than others. And it's not fair that these folks will be judged and not taken seriously, but that's how it is. The other issue is that people fake this sort of things to avoid responsibility. Because it's always curious when the only time it gets emotional or dramatic about anything happens to coincide with when they needed to take responsibility. If you're the one, this is actually something people will notice sooner or later, and then it flags you as someone to avoid so they don't have to deal with you. The only way to stop it is by working on whatever issues that causes you to react strongly. And that might be self-management, reducing your stress, or reducing your responsibilities so you're not spread so thin. But if you cannot control it, therapy will be a good choice. Then again, if you still choose to be so dramatic or emotional to avoid responsibilities and manipulate others, then you have to knock it off. Try saying, yes, it's my fault. What can I do to fix the problem instead of shirking responsibility? And number two reason is because you do not take yourself seriously. People who don't take themselves seriously do not command serious respect from others. Yes, taking yourself seriously looks a lot like self-confidence. It's good things like enforcing healthy boundaries, taking care of yourself, and not undermining yourself by talking yourself down. Other people will not take you seriously if you're turning everything into a joke, especially if you're making light of their challenges or sensitivities. The most significant way you can undermine yourself is through self-deprecating humor. The problem with self-deprecating humor is that other people may not know you well enough to know if you are joking or actually think that way about yourself. And they may not know whether they should laugh or get you in touch with a hotline. So how is anyone going to take you seriously in that context? And a way to stop this is by letting serious subjects be serious. Never make a joke out of people's challenges or sensitivities, even if you don't agree with them. Number four reason is because you're not honest. What does it mean to be honest? Honesty is more than just telling the truth. It's also acting with integrity, making good decisions, and owning up to your own responsibilities. Dishonest people are not trustworthy, obviously. It's surprising how many people are willing to be openly dishonest. But the problem is that people around you notice this behavior, putting you squarely in a box of mistrust and selfishness. The only thing you really own in life is your integrity and character. And if other people think you lack integrity and character, they are not going to take you seriously. And trust me, you want to get that right in a way that makes sense for you. It may be by adopting personal code to live by, or maybe borrowing it from philosophy or religion that makes sense for you. Number five reason is because you don't take proper care of yourself. Do you wear clothes that fit? Do you bathe regularly? Do you brush your teeth? All these things matters. Like it or not, most people judge others based on how they look. Other people form an opinion based on that first impression that color the rest of their interactions with you. But most people don't choose to be unclean or unkempt. They may just be going through a hard time or experiencing some mental health troubles that interfere with their ability to care for themselves. And honestly, it's hard to keep up with yourself when you're in these kind of situations. Still, personal hygiene is vital. It's just something you have to do as much as you can when you have the energy and ability to do it. And hey, you don't need to be good looking or wearing expensive clothes to improve the way other people perceive you. Just be clean, well kept, smell good. Number 6, the last. Sometimes it's not you. Now look, I've mentioned some points that may very well be hurtful. No one really likes to look in the mirror and see their flaws or have them spelled out for them. Not being taken seriously can be tied into several behaviors or personality quirks of the person who is not being taken seriously. But before you go pulling yourself apart to figure out what's wrong with you, take a look at the people who aren't taking you seriously and ask yourself this: is there a reason you should be concerned of how they perceive you? Or is it just their personality? Or are they just the kind of person that is perpetually unhappy? If so, that may be a them problem, not a you problem. So make sure you've actually got a problem before you go tearing yourself apart to try to please someone who cannot be pleased. Some people just cannot be made happy no matter what you do, and it's not even worth wasting the energy to try. Thanks for your time. I'd love to see you in my next video.